And a good spiritual morning to you once again. I'm Father Cosmas. Thanks for joining me today for a quick chat and, of course, our morning cup of coffee. And so for today, being September 8th, it's the Nativity of the Virgin Mary. Tomorrow, September 9th, we talk about the Saints Joachim and Anna, the parents of the Virgin Mary. So I want to talk a little bit about Saints Joachim and Anna and what we can learn from their story as we commemorate them tomorrow. So, of course, they are living into old age, these righteous people, but they're unable to be blessed with a child. And they're reproached for that because it's seen as a curse, and they're viewed as sinners by society because God hasn't blessed them with a child. And so finally, St. Joachim can't take it anymore. He takes his flocks, he goes off into the mountains to pray. And St. Anna goes into her garden at the house and she's praying. The archangel visits both of them and lets them know that they're going to give birth to the Virgin Mary. They're going to give birth to the Theotokos. And the icon that we think about them as they're commemorated is a beautiful embrace as St. Joachim comes back and his wife is waiting for him at the gate of the house, and they embrace. And eventually, of course, they become parents of the Mother of God. But what's so interesting as I was thinking about this is how it got me thinking about you don't really know someone's life from the inside. You think that you can look at someone's life and tell what's going on. And the reality is you really can't. All of Jewish society looked at these two people and thought, well, they don't have a kid, so they must be sinners. They're unrighteous. God's punishing them. Not realizing these are amazingly holy people. And they say Joachim gave a third of his possessions to charity. A third of his possessions to the temple, and he kept only a third for himself. He did that his whole life. They're generous, they're pious, they're prayerful, they're faithful, and yet, because they don't have a child, because of this one thing in their life, all of society sees them as unrighteous, as sinners, as, not being correct in God's eyes. Far too often for us, we can look at other people's lives and pass judgment. We can gossip about people, we can talk about people, and we only see a little part. We don't see their whole life, of course. We can't see in their heart or what's going on in their mind. We don't really know. So how important it is for us to remember, and whenever I think about Joachim and Anna, I think about that idea that I can't judge people, because when I pass judgment on others, the only one I'm passing judgment on is me, and that's the last thing I want. And so we have to think about that example and remember we don't know what cross someone else is carrying. We don't know what love of Christ they have in their heart. We don't see everything that they're doing. And so we should try not to pass judgment, but we should try to be more imitators of the saints like Joachim and Anna, to be generous in spirit, to be focused and prayerful and pious, and also, of course, to believe and to trust and have hope in God that He can work miracles in our lives as we continue to pray to Him each and every day. Amen.